Okay, let's go.
Hello there, Chick Chat. We're back with another story of the week. This one is from a different subreddit called Manipulation. It's from 3 days ago. And the title is called Guy I Went on a Date With Won't Leave My Apartment.
Once he got his quarters right.
Let's get into it. Went on a hangout-date on August 3rd with a guy I had talked to like in 2018, 2019. We reconnected over social media this year, 2024, and I finally decided to go out with him. First time hanging out was great. He's a little rough around the edges, but we clicked. After the date, we went back to my place since it was like 8 p.m. I don't know why I did it, but we slept together. Before this, I had been dodging intimacy since it just complicates things and I just wanted to date. I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm working on losing 50 pounds, and that's more important to me than a boyfriend right now. Anyways, after we slept together, he wouldn't leave. He did the whole I adore you thing and was treating me so sweet, buying me stuff, flowers, really acting like he was a protector. ... All good and well until one night he tried trapping me. While having intercourse, he decided to release inside of me. Since then, I've been stressed and he's been more controlling. This happened September 4th. I asked my best friend the day after what I should do, aka Plan B, and he got so upset at me for asking because apparently the only person I should go to is him.
Sounds like Ryan Gypsy.
A little bit. Since then, I've asked him to leave or at least go home because I need space. And instead of being understanding, I get called a cheater and guilt tripped into him staying. He also got me off my schedule of eating and going to the gym because apparently I'm getting too thin and he doesn't like my trainer. I'm starting to feel cagey, but every chance I get to breathe or think he's back in my ass, guilting me about something or love bombing and confusing me. I've been in 2 relationships previously, and I'm trying to prevent a third, but I legit can't differentiate between the truth and lies with this guy. And I don't understand why he just won't leave and go home. LOL. He already is telling me he loves me and calling me his wife. Although it's a sweet gesture, I feel like I'm trapped.
None of this is the truth, and all of it is lies. What is the
posting in a forum called Manipulation for a reason?
You're even using all the therapy lingo like love bombing and all of that. So the question you should be asking yourself is, why am I not being more serious about getting away from this man? And I'm LOLing in a manipulation chat about how a man will not leave my house.
And he wants to control whether or not you have his child, even though you just met this man again. Like, I know you guys might have talked a few years ago, but you guys have maybe talked. Like, it doesn't sound like it went further than that. He's still new.
And he's controlling who trains her and when she goes to the gym. Now, even if or not she goes to the gym.
And he doesn't want her looking too good, apparently.
This is not even unconscious types of tactics. This is blatant, obvious manipulation. If anyone listening is even hearing one part of this in their relationship, it's bad. But we're all in the same thing, and then this man is just squatting in your apartment. What are you doing? If he won't leave, you should leave.
Kind of sounds like my ex, honestly. I feel like we're dealing with a hobosexual here.
Yes.
And I've dealt with one of them before. Sounds like we're dealing with a hobosexual. And if you do not know what that is, it's somebody who is literally dating you for a place to live. I've dealt with that, especially in the beginning of my last relationship. He automatically was like moved into my apartment that I had with my roommate. And then we talked about splitting the rent 3 ways because of that. He was fine with that, but then I just ended up paying 2/3 of the rent.
Right.
So it was, you need to get this man out. Get him out before you get an RV. Just get him out.
Yeah, get the man out.
Save yourself, And if you've already been through this kind of thing before, we're not saying maybe you've dealt with a hobo before, but maybe you've dealt with schmooze relationships, then you know to just...
The only difference here between the past schmooze and what's going on now is that this guy just decided to live with you instead of manipulate you from the outside. This is much worse. Get out. Leave.
So like he just never
leave.
He just
set the apartment on fire. Get him out. Smoke bomb.
Is somebody dropping him off clothes and his items? He just came home after a date. Now he hasn't left. Was he wearing the same clothes for the last month? Like,
I bet you this man is getting all kinds of deliveries to the house. Like he's just planted.
Yeah, like has he actually not physically left your house? And you changed the locks on this man? Or
Does
something?
he work?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I'm wondering if you can wait for him to go to work one day and then just change your locks, because that's what I
That would
would
be the
do.
simplest solution. I mean, if this man works and he's truly not planted on your couch, then when he leaves, call a locksmith, change the locks. When he comes back, if he makes a scene, call the police. He's not
Yeah.
entitled to live anywhere. You're not married. You don't share anything together. This guy is a stranger.
And he's trying to trap you with a baby.
It's crazy. Some places, like, that could be a chargeable offense. You can't do that. And then to tell someone they can't take a Plan B or they can't talk to anyone else about it. If you watch this channel, a lot I've already gone into how I feel about that, but watch our Gypsy Rose episodes, I suppose.
Even if he doesn't work, order Uber Eats or something one day, make him go outside to grab it, and then just lock the door.
Yeah.
You already fed him. Get him on his way.
You've
Lock
done
the door.
enough. You have put a roof over this man's head for days and days. You've fed him. You've satisfied him. Just see you later.
He might have already changed his address to your address, and if he's already done that, then you only got 30 days to get him out of your house, girl. He's gonna get squatters' rights.
In the process of squatting, you have to move quickly.
Yeah, or move out of your own house, because I almost feel like maybe the best solution, if you're just in an apartment, kick him out and then move, because he's gonna keep straggling along there. Actually, there is a show I've been watching called Frogging, and it's about people who have been hiding in someone else's house, and then the people who are living there figure it out. And these are all true stories. Yeah, like their stuff's gone missing. They almost think it's like paranormal stuff, and it turns out that somebody's been squatting in their house, either in like a cellar or in a hidden bedroom, or like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's actually quite a good show. If you guys are interested, it's on Hulu. And I just started watching it, but it's been pretty insane. Like Dean's been stopping what he's been doing to listen to it.
Like a real life story from the people who experienced it. Oh my
Yeah.
lord.
Yeah. And there's actually a girl on there that was in a relationship with a guy. He just started this relationship, and he had told her that he had a previous charge. He was fighting with another guy over a girl at a bar or something. And she was like, oh, okay, whatever. So they were hot and heavy for quite a few months. They ended up getting engaged. They were a little bit older, so they kind of moved quickly. And then all of a sudden he started acting weird. So she was talking to one of her friends, and her friend is like very, look people up. You gotta look people up. So she's like, you just go to the police station and buy his police report just in case. So she goes and does that, and the police were like, well, how much money you got? Because he's got a lot of reports. Long story short, I guess his real charge was for attempted manslaughter, and it's because he curb stomped a woman in the head. And yeah, so there was no man involved. He was in a relationship. He became obsessive, and yeah, he attacked the girl. So then she was like, okay, I got to get rid of this man. So she tried to get rid of this man, and he just kept showing up at her house. There was things moved. She changed the locks. She got a restraining order. She tried doing everything she could. Her friend was like, come here, pick up my gun so you can defend yourself. And he was trying to get back with her. He's like, it's in your best interest to get back with me. She called the police multiple times because he would just show up, or she would see him running away. And yeah, it was crazy stuff. And then one day she was getting a security alarm system installed, and the dude who was installing it or whatever was walking around the house and trying to install it. And she was like, no, he's here. He's in the house. I know he's in the house. She left her phone on the charger in her bedroom, went back for it, and it was gone. Her lifeline was gone to the police. So then at one point, she figured out he was under the bed, held him at gunpoint. So the police got there. Dude was staying somehow in her house. She has no idea how he was getting in and out of her house. But yeah, this reminds me so much of that. Girl, run and move.
Honestly, this is not too far from that. This could be that guy.
Exactly. You don't know what you're dealing with. Sometimes people are literally crazy.
People are weird. And that's like, I don't judge her at all for hooking up with somebody. And, when you're hooking up with somebody, you got to do it at somebody's house.
But they
You
usually
have
leave.
a plan
They
to get
leave.
them out of there.
Especially, after you hook up with somebody, you always gotta leave. Take a
Maybe
shower.
if she's scared, can she phone a friend? She's got to have at least a male friend, even a couple female friends that can come over and just make her feel more comfortable. I don't know. You got to reach out to somebody or do something, not on this forum. And you're being manipulated, or you would have just posted it in the general, let me talk about something place, and not here.
Yeah. No, if I was you, I would get him out of the house somehow. Make sure he's actually physically out of the house. Change your locks, because this man could start frogging your ass and just be living in your house and you don't know.
Frogging?
Hrogging. So it's frogging, but it's with a P instead of an F.
I bet you that's what this guy does. He probably just dates women and lives with them, and he probably is a homosexual.
I'm convinced he's a homosexual, but I need to find a way to kick him out.
There's nobody in these comments that's like, this is normal.
So, speaking of the comments, top comment from 3 days ago that has 977 upvotes so far says, "Are you sure he actually has a home? Be careful before he ends up with squatters' rights. Wait until he goes to work and change your locks," which is basically what we're saying.
Yeah,
So,
those are the basics for sure.
and the comment under that said, "I was thinking the same thing. He sounds like a hobosexual who stays over after a hookup and never leaves. Ew."
Yeah, no.
Especially after a hookup. I used to just dip so early, like before the dude even woke up.
I'll tell you how many times I have been like, okay, so see you later.
I can't even tell you how many times I didn't even say that. I just left like 6 in the morning, went to
Even
McDonald's, and then
at
went home
my
and
place,
showered.
I've had men at my place who just say, okay, well, or if you're in Michigan, you slap your knees and you say, well,
Well,
did
time
you
to
did you
go.
call around?
I've had men text me the next day, that next morning, "Where'd you go?"
Yeah. Oh yes. I had a guy, I thought he left. No, he was on the couch. No,
Because
he just lived in the apartment downstairs. He didn't even live that far. You're still not sleeping on the couch. I don't want to look at you in the morning. Oh,
strange,
stinky breath.
Oof. A stinking mouth. You just stinking mouth. That's what I call my dogs. They got stinking mouth.
Yeah, so stinks.
It's time to after a hookup. I feel like it's even more weird. I don't know. I guess what other time would you then force yourself in someone's house? I guess if it wasn't a hookup, I don't know. I guess
Well,
it would
a
be weird
hookup
for the
to
other
me
people.
is like a brief interaction. Maybe you've done it once or maybe twice. But I mean, you can have a casual relationship with somebody where you're over there more than once or twice. But maybe I'm just being technical. If
Yes,
I
there.
had a casual relationship and the man wouldn't leave, again, none of this is okay, but that is more understandable because maybe we might want to do this
Yeah.
night, so why would you be home? But that's more of like we're dating, but we haven't made it official. But that's not like I hooked up with you a couple times.
There's been a time or two where like I've stayed the whole morning somewhere because my car wasn't available to me, so I had to wait for this person to take me to my car.
There
Or
was a person who stayed at your house for a weekend, expectedly.
that.
I got trapped by a man before, and he probably still to this day would say that there was good reason for it, and maybe he did save my life. There was a horrible snowstorm, but I was getting ready to break up with this man. We weren't actually dating, but he thought we were dating, and we were in that casual relationship thing.
Mhm.
And his mother was coming to visit, and he insisted that I came over and had dinner with them and all of that. And I was like, "Oh no, this is not that." And he's like, "Oh yes, yes." And I was like, "Well, I'm actually going home for the weekend." And this was when I was in college, so home was a little bit of a hike. And then
Mhm.
he's like, "Oh no, there's gonna be a big snowstorm after you get out of work, and you should just come straight here and blah blah blah." My dumbass went straight there just to say hi. And then I got there and the snow was just dumping and dumping. And I was trapped there with his mother watching movies.
That sounds horrible, absolutely
I was
horrible.
dreadful. And I was mentally, I mean, I was done with this guy last week. And now I'm trapped in a snowstorm with his mom at his apartment. I'm feeling claustrophobic. I don't know why I felt like I needed to appease him.
Absolutely not.
I should have just got
Absolutely
right
not.
on the road.
Yep. You should even just went home back to your apartment or your
See,
dorm.
I didn't wanna go home because he kept offering to come pick me up, and I didn't want him to know. See, he was trapping me. That guy was crazy. He's the one that called me ratchet and threw all my stuff in the
See,
streets after I did break up with him. I
I
didn't
would have
ratchet wasn't
lived
even
in
a
a
word.
different parking lot and walked a few extra blocks to my
Or when I came back the next weekend, I'm trying to ghost this man, trying to let it fizzle out slowly, and I get out of work and go to my regular party place on the weekend, and he texts me like, "Why didn't you pick me up?" And I was like, "You weren't invited. I didn't ask you to come with me." And then this man shows up in a taxi with all the random items of clothing that I've left at his home and throws them out of the taxi and yells at me. Thank God all my guy friends were there standing behind me. Oh, that guy was nutty. I bet you if I had an apartment, he probably would have stayed because he was
What
trying to chain me to his own apartment.
what is up with some of these guys?
I have more stories about this man actually that I can't even say online. I think we've talked about him before, but he's just I can't believe these men out here. So this girl's gonna get out.
She's in quite a few comments actually. I could scroll for days through these
We should post this video for her so she can hear some of our horror stories about like, your homosexual and my ball and chain snowstorm horror story. Like
Mhm.
it happens. You're knowing that it's happening to you. You gotta make a different choice. You're much more deserving than this crazy man.
Somebody said, police now. Well, then this man won't leave, and by releasing inside you without your consent, it's also RAPE.
I think that that's something.
He did not consent to that, and the fact that he did that is so awful. He is
Yeah.
always trying to trap you in any ways, and so quickly it's crazy. Does he ever leave? Have a job to go to? Surely he can't refuse to leave for so long. I'd honestly be thinking about just packing up and leaving, staying with a friend, changing locks, and disappear for a little while. Make yourself a missing person, I would say.
Fully Gary 2.0.
Also calling the police and making sure that you get STD tested ASAP. Plus, deal with any maybe baby situation, as you don't want to have a child with this mentally unstable man. OP said he does have a job and leaves at 7 a.m. I don't know what time I get out of work at 6. And he's always just sitting there waiting for me.
Take the day off of work and change your locks. Move, leave, leave for several hours a day, and you just allow me to show back up every day. But you're out here posting about all this love bombing. I'm done. I'm mad at her. I'm so mad. I don't care how broke you think you are. You can take the day off of work. You can quit your job. This is about your life. This guy is unstable. Go get a goddamn plan B. Take the day off of work, call in sick, and move. Beyond changing your locks at this point, you're clearly not smart enough to keep him away, even if you change the locks. Move out of the state.
How is he even getting in? Does he have a key now? You guys leave your door unlocked? How is he coming from work and then he's already there? Unless he's progging you.
About his schedule, if he's been living at your house and you have been trying to get him out, I would be hiring a private investigator. What is he doing? At what times does he go and get lunch? I'm getting a little frustrated with this girl.
So someone said, I don't know, seems like you're highly codependent of him. You can't just admit that to yourself. If you truly wanted him gone, he'd be gone. OP said, I told him to leave, and when I get home, he's waiting for me outside and pushes his way in.
Call the police. This man is harassing you and argue you. He can go to jail. Then he won't be on your porch.
Like a true homeless man just sitting on your porch, just like forcing his way in, and you just let him in and make him want mac and cheese.
For like a week or however long it takes. I mean, get a dog. There are so many things you can do.
Yeah.
Throw some firecrackers at this man and run through the door.
Especially if you're afraid of him hurting you, which she has said in a comment. Pretty much, I mean, they're all similar comments, and she's kind of just responding. But yeah, she does say she's afraid of him. But it's like, if you're afraid of somebody, you gotta call the police. You gotta document. So this way, get a restraining order against him. He keeps showing himself in your house. Like, no, you gotta call somebody. Call your parents. Call somebody over there to help you. Someone says, how does he wake up the next day and you're not like, all right, bye, please, he needs to leave. And OP says, I try, he just shows back up.
This is not cute. I feel like part of her thinks that this is cute. He just shows up on my doorstep every day. No, it's not cute. It's abusive. He's argue. He's doing all these things against your consent. And this is just the beginning. He's just trying to see what he can get away with. And you're letting him get away with everything. He's going to harm you.
So they've also posted in a different forum for Plan B, and they said Plan B period. I had my period 8:25 to 8:29. I was in on 9/4/24. I took the Plan B on 9/4. I got my period again on 9/9 to 9/14. Today 9/23. I just got in again. Should I take another Plan B? In my Flow app says if I didn't calculate the first Plan B, I would be getting my period in 2 days. If I calculate the Plan B period from 9/9, I would be ovulating today. I haven't taken a pregnancy test. How do I read my cycle? Do I take another Plan B? And somebody said,
stop allowing someone to do this to you.
Take him away. Call the police.
Someone who is in your home against your will. Why are you still hooking up with someone who is in your house against your will that you are afraid of?
At this point, it's either SA it's either that or SA at this point. Just call the police if you don't want them there. So the comments on there said, girl, how have you not gotten an implant or something to protect yourself from this man's entrapment? Go to your doctor and tell them that you need an injection or coil or something and stop having unprotected X, or go to the police because this man is RAP in you if he's finishing inside without your consent. You need to seek help, but currently seems you're doing nothing to actively help remove this dude from your life. And what's interesting is that this post is in a whole different forum and doesn't even mention the fact that this man is not leaving. But OP did respond to that comment and said, I told him to get out and he did this to me, but he is leaving today. Like, damn, you guys act like I can't have 24 hours to situate myself.
And don't post on a forum, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing and you're just a matter of getting situated, then focus on getting situated and don't sit here talking to strangers about your life that you're not doing anything to solve. If you know all the answers, then go do this stuff. Get this guy out of your house.
So somebody commented on the original post that we were reading and said, why you didn't just call the police? People have zero survival instincts. And OP responded, the police have never done anything in this situation because I invited him in my house. But you're not inviting him to live there.
No, she's lying. That's a lie.
I don't think she went there. Yeah. And that same person responded back and said, not gonna lie, sounds like it's your fault, bro. Blame yourself. Because at this point, it kind of is, because I mean, this man is leaving the house to go to work and he assumes he lives at your house for some reason, and you let him push the door open. I would be getting a police escort from my work if I wasn't going to take the day off and leave, like you said. And there's so many options to get this man out.
It's like the only answer she's willing to accept is, yep, this is normal. Live like this forever. She's got an excuse for everything, an answer for everything. She's not saying thank you to anyone for any of their practical advice. Any of this would be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Homegirl,
Need therapy.
so fast. You got to get out of there before you get trapped with a child. For real, for
With
real.
this guy. And then he has an actual legal right to tell you what to do in some situations, like where to live and all of this. I don't know. Nope, 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 nope.
This is not a good one. Anyway, so she does have an update, and her update says, I kicked him out and he got mad, threw a fit on my porch. Thank you for everyone who didn't judge and just gave me solid advice. For all of you that were assholes, I hope your kids don't go through this, you weirdos.
Okay, well, I'm glad he's gone. I'm nothing for her. I'm so done.
Girl, get yourself another plan B. Find your way to someone else's house, kick this man out, call the police. That's literally the only advice you can do. And if he's
You're telling me
on
it was
your
that
porch,
easy for you to kick him out? There's not even a big dramatic story. He just got mad and yelled at your porch. Like my neighbor's boyfriend yelled on her porch the other day because he was mad. That's what you were afraid of?
I'm
That?
telling you though, this man is progging or something. He's gonna find his way back into your house. So you got to do something. Get yourself a restraining order. Do what you got to do. But yeah, this is an unsafe situation. I mean, I think even before you posted this, you knew what you need to do is just call the police and get this man out of your house. I don't know why you needed a million strangers to tell you that, but just go and move houses. At this point, I would be moving. This is an apartment for sure. Just move.
Yeah, totally. Get a moving company. Like, don't even show up for the move. Have them pack you and go. If you were smart, I don't think this girl is smart. I don't think she's even honestly interested in protecting herself from this guy. She would not be sleeping with him in a way where he can take advantage of her that way and letting him in the door and having this go on for days and days or however long it's gone on, when it's as simple as she asked him to leave and then he yelled for a while and left.
Even if you don't call the police and he just acts like that, your neighbors will call. There's this crazy guy screaming on someone's lawn. Trust me, the police will find their way over there. I think it's pretty straightforward. Get this man out of your life, out of your house, and then maybe get yourself out of your house. Find yourself a new house.
New house, new number. I don't know, new hair if you're ready for a new hair. Please get some therapy, because the guys that you're attracting and the way you're thinking about all this and even what you're doing with it when you realize it's unhealthy, it's all bad.
But all right, well, thank you for joining us, Chick Chat, for this wild ride.
It's been real.
It's been real. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye bye.